So we've all seen the video floating around on social media about the great Billy Graham sermon that he had preached back in 1973. And Billy Graham was describing a conversation between Habakkuk and God. Habakkuk had been personally wrestling with the disturbing issue of God using terribly wicked people like the Babylonians to punish his own people. And he had asked God about it. And God answered him back in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 5. And he says, "Look at the nations and watch and be utterly amazed. For I'm going to do something in your days that you would not believe, even if you were told." Habakkuk knew God, and he knew that he could trust him. And for this reason, Habakkuk was able to assure his fellow believers of God's promise to deal with all the wickedness in the right time and in the right way. But in the meantime, they would have to take comfort in the fact that the righteous will live by their faith, in Habakkuk 2 and 4. And even though they would not understand everything, they could still rejoice in the Lord, their Savior. And that's what he's referred to as in Habakkuk 3 and 18. There's a lot going on in our world today. Even before this virus began invading our country a few weeks ago, there was still a lot of unrest, and there's no peace in our country today. And now it seems that all that the news is covering is this virus as it began to invade our country just a couple of weeks ago. There's a lot of fear, and there's a lot of anxiety, and there's a lot of uncertainty around us. But as children of God, we can have the peace that passes all understanding. I believe that God is at work in our country and in our world today. I also believe that if we listen very closely, He is still speaking those same words to us today. Look at the nations and watch and be utterly amazed, for I am going to do something in your days that you would not believe, even if you were told. I don't know why all this is going on. I don't know why all of this is happening, but this one thing I do know: the righteous will live by their faith, and we can still rejoice in the Lord our Savior, because I know whom I have believed in, and I'm persuaded that He is able to keep that which I've committed unto Him against that day. None of this has caught God off guard. None of this has left Him wondering what He's going to do. God is still in control because He is the author and the finisher of our faith.